Hi, this is Hugh. Today we're checking out this little ZEGO F22 jet fighter, which is actually a quadcopter. It's four propellers, four little motors, battery compartment down here, which has a latch, and there's a little tab button, which is an on-off switch, and right there. And it takes a battery. This one's dead. I flew this a little bit ago, so this one isn't charged yet. I did notice the battery got pretty hot though, so you want to be careful with that. You know, and you never want to charge them when they're still hot. Let them cool off real good first. Okay, so we're going to take off again with the. This is the one button takeoff and land button right here. And it goes, comes up and levels off. I'm assuming you can hear this because it is a bit noisy. So here's your yaw. We're obviously on slow right now because we're indoors. Yeah, we're indoors and I'm not that great of a pilot. So let's put on high for just a second so you can see okay, that was 3 beeps. I just hit the power gun, so this is going to be about as fast. There's your high speed yaw. Not really intimidating. Now I'm going to put it back on low, which is 1 beep, 2 beeps, 3 beeps. So you have 3 speed settings. And so here's, you got your basic controls up and down. A level off. It obviously has altitude hold. So then you got your yaw left, yaw right. That's all really normal. Pitch forward, pitch back. And then you can obviously mix that if you like, you know, just like a quad. Okay, and you, like I said, you got left and right, backwards, forwards. You can switch altitudes, of course. Whatever. I like to pick a height where I'm going to avoid most of the things in the room, but not get stuck to the ceiling. And I wonder if it's resistant to sticking to the ceiling because it has those fins on it. Those tail fins stick up. So let's go up there and see what happens. I've never deliberately tried to stick a quadcopter to the ceiling, so oh yeah, it's still, well, see, it came off by itself though. So there you go. Maybe those, and we're on low power too, so it's not like it was stuck up there real good. I'll try that again. That was kind of fun. There we go. Up to the ceiling. And it falls off. So there's, on higher power it might stay up there, but so that's kind of neat. Very easy to control, especially on low speeds. And like I say, you can mix your throttle controls, you know. And you know, outdoors where you could really pick up some speed, it would probably feel more like it was flying in, you know, airplane mode or whatever. There's really not enough room in here to really test that out very well. But like I say, before the battery gets too weak, because these normally don't work well once the battery gets low, I'm going to try the flip button thing. And most of these flip buttons work the same way. You hit the button and then you hit the controller whichever way you want to flip. So let's try flipping back towards us. I don't know if you saw that. We'll try that again. Well, there you go. Got too close to the curtain there. And the freak out factor, I like to call it. Yeah, this one, and I've noticed that before. If I hit something like that, it tends to go a little ballistic. Where some of the little drones seem to handle that a lot better. This one doesn't. So back up in the air. And I'm not sure if we got enough power to do flips right now. Oh, there's one. Okay, there's a side flip. Back flip, we hit the... See, now we... That's what I mean by the freak out factor. This one here, if it collides with something, it just goes nuts. So, you know, but the upside to that is this is all foam with a plastic coating. So it's actually a pretty sturdy little bugger. Now I don't see any obvious damage to it. I'm guessing you don't either. So one thing you do want to watch with these any little quad or any little drone is if you have pets, and I mean like big furry dogs or cats, you have to be careful that these little propeller motors and shafts are very prone to getting a little bit of pet hair wrapped around them. And sometimes if you're wondering why it's not behaving properly, that's one thing you might want to check for. Along with also checking to make sure your props are on all the way, you know, a few other things. So let's see. There we go. So as far as the controls are good, I like that. I like the altitude hold. The up and down works fine. The yaw's a little slow even on high, but that's, you know, it's an indoor toy. I guess it's okay. So the only thing I don't like is what I like to call the freak out factor. When this thing runs into something, it just goes crazy. And I don't know why some of them do that and some of them don't, but this little thing really goes crazy when it gets confused, as you could plainly hear. But obviously, as you can see, it takes a beating pretty well. You know, it's so I think the only two real downfalls are the fact that it will go ballistic if you run into something. Oh, we just ran out of power. And that might be the other downside. Not a real long flight time. So anyway, I made a couple real quick notes about this. We'll go down the list real fast here. Okay, it's a ZEGO F22 quadcopter, and they like to call it the F22 fighter, but it's basically a quadcopter or a little drone. So you got 6-axis gyro, which basically means you got 6 gyros and, 3 gyros and 3. Oh, I can never say that word right. Accelerometers, something like that. I have a tough time with that one. Okay, you got a 2.4 gigahertz remote, so that's kind of neat. This isn't a infrared. This is a 2.4 gigahertz remote, which is cool because it's you know, it's a real transmitter. Sunlight won't affect it in a negative way. It takes 3 AAA batteries. I'm sorry, and there's a screw that keeps it secured. So, which in some countries I guess is the law. And let's see. Okay, we got that. You got the one key flips, which like you hit the key and then you hit the stick whichever way you want it to go, just like if you were turning or whatever. You got one touch takeoff and landing, high and low speeds, which turns out to be 3 speeds actually. So say high, low, and medium. And let's see. Auto hover, altitude hold, same thing. Not GPS by any means, but altitude hold definitely makes it a lot easier to fly. And the controls, I've kind of jotted down here. They're basic quadcopter or helicopter controls. You got up and down, which is your throttle up, throttle down, of course, because they're all fixed pitched propellers on there. You got your left yaw and your right yaw. And here you got your forward pitch, rear pitch, left roll, right roll. I know I left from my right, huh? And let's see. I marked over here. You got the flip button is on the top of the remote to the left. The high and low button is to the right on the top. You know, and the power button is right there in the top in the middle. Below that is your one key takeoff and landing. So it's a pretty basic remote, but everything on it works. And you get 2 batteries. The flight time is not real long. And 3 batteries might be nicer, but you know, 2's okay. And like I say, you're going to want to let those batteries cool off before you charge them. That's really important. And you should probably have them in a little lipo bag. Well, not probably. You should have them in a lipo bag when you're charging them, just for the safety issues. And if you've never seen what a lipo battery could do, you might want to check out some YouTube videos on lipo battery explode or burst, whatever. And that'll make a believer out of you. So, and there now, see, this has only been off a little bit. This battery's warm, but it's not, you know, it's not uncomfortable to touch or anything. So, I think that about covers it. And here it is. This is the little F22 fighter. And other than the fact that it's a little loud, and it does freak out if you know, if it gets in a situation where it doesn't know what to do, it just kind of goes ballistic. I'm not real crazy about that. But, you know, that doesn't happen as much when you're not making a video, because then you're paying attention to what you're doing. And the on-off button on the remote is also lit up, so you can always know when it's on or off. You do have to hold it for a few seconds for it to go off. So there you go. Nothing fancy about the packaging. It fits in these little holes in this tray in there, and then they have like a twist ties that holds it in place, so there's nothing, you know, it's not like something you're going to use to transport things around in. And I can see right in there you get your USB charger and your spare propellers. I didn't see any tools or anything with this one. I may have put them in the other tool bag, but I don't think so. So it may have come with a screwdriver. I don't really remember, to be honest with you. But a lot of fun, a little noisy. You can probably find it on Amazon.com, and they just want to search the ZEGO, Z-E-G-O, F22 fighter jet. When I talk about truth and that fighter jet, that's a little lofty. And it's recommended for ages 14 and above. So, all right. Well, I guess that covers it for today. Thank you very much. Stay safe and fly straight. Don't crash.